Hello, hello. Happy paper people. Happy Monday, happy paper people. It's killing me sitting here waiting for it to turn to 12 o'clock so we can go live. So going live a few minutes early, about 4 minutes early, I think. I didn't check the camera. Make sure we're good here. I think that will be okay. There we go. As soon as we go live, it starts sending the notifications so people can see, jump in. If you're watching on the replay, welcome, welcome. We hope sometime you'll be able to join us live, but you might skip ahead 2, 3, 4 minutes after we say all the hellos, and we'll start on our project today. I am really excited about today. Hey, Jen. Oh, it's President's Day, and Jen is off today. You know, you get snowed in. You'd hope it was not a holiday already so that you could actually, you know, work from home or take the day off because you're snowed in, but you got the day off anyway. So, oh, well. Yes. Hi, DM. How you doing? G45, Graphic 45 Alice. I am very excited. That's what I'm going to work with today. It is, they call it Curiouser and Curiouser. And I have some other projects in mind with some other companies of Alice that I have. So I decided to use this one today. And the funny thing is, the main paper pack did not arrive, but the backgrounds did, and all the singles did. So I have the main paper pack and all the singles. So it didn't really matter. It is kind of cool, isn't it, Margie? It's actually very, 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 very pretty. It's cream instead of white based, just a little bit off white. I really, really like it. So this is the background pack right here. And we get to the end, I'll tell you which then are the singles from the main paper pack. I love this color. It's kind of an ochre that they mix in with it. It really goes well. Looks awesome. Okay, so that would be the end right there. I decided not to use that because I didn't like the silver with it. So actually, let me do this because I don't know if they're all right there, but they are all right here. So here are singles, so you can see the singles from this Graphic 45. They have awesome fronts and backs. If you can dream it, you can do it. And Curiouser and Curiouser, it says. A really nice red. Here's another one. I think I want to tilt my lights just a little bit. Might help with any kind of a glare. And look at the backs. The backs can be used for anything. They don't even have to be used for Alice. I love hearts too, Sarah. Hi, Patty. Good to see you. Okay, Margie. Okay. Here's another one. I love this one. So very pretty. Yes, I've got Alice Stamperia that I have another plan for, so I didn't want to use that. So I wanted to use this Alice Curiouser and Curiouser from Graphic 45. There's another one. Look at that. I love that the backs could be used for anything. They're not specifically Alice. Does it look vintage? Alice has to be grandfathered in because it's Margie's challenge, right? Let's see, was that 4 that I put down? 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another one. I love this one. Okay, so I will, so for those who haven't done the February challenge or are wanting to do it, but, and are partway through, or maybe don't really know. See, these are nice and clean. They don't have any aging to them. Anything, well, I mean, there's some vintage things like a pocket watch, but the roses aren't vintage, and how, you know, I guess I could cover that up, but that's a part of Alice. This one's black and white. I love this one that they just threw this black and white in here. Are those cabbage roses? That's kind of what they look like. Really pretty. black and white and shades of gray. And then I don't even know what kind of flowers these are. DM, you could probably tell me. I think that's kind of hard to see on camera. Up close, I can see the actual kind of flower and I recognize it. I don't know what it's called, but on the camera, it just looks like a whole bunch of, you know, black and white little things. Oh, there we go. Okay, maybe that focuses enough that you can see. Okay, pocket watches are still sold, so they are not specifically vintage, and it is not grunge, right? That's exactly right, Jen. So I will say this: I have lots and lots of Alice ephemera and decor. I went through it all, and I separated everything that was grungy and not grungy, and I won't even say grungy, but it had like a little bit of distressing or aging on it, so they were making it look older, and I separated those out, and I'm only going to use the clean stuff. Is clean the right word to not have grunge? I'm only going to use clean so that there is no grunge, no edging, no aging on any of it. Great cards, and love the back of these cards. They could be used, they're like postcards. They could be used as journal cards on the back, but even if you wanted to glue them down or use them as pockets, the postcard is really cool. So those are pretty darn awesome. I'm going to set these aside, so if I need extras, I can grab them. So I am going to attempt to do something today that is way beyond my scope. You all know me. You know that I am not. Hi, Sylvia. It's always about Alice. Hey, Cheryl. Hi, Julie. You know me, and you know that I am not a fast crafter. Any art or craft that I do, I like to take my time. I like to enjoy the process, and I just don't do it super fast. I like to take time making the decisions. Well, as the description said today, I am going to, one way or the other, make the entire journal today from start to finish, because I want everybody who has seen the challenge but doesn't really know how to go about it, because there was some confusion, doesn't know, what is okay, what is not. We can answer questions along the way. Admins in chat, they can help a lot with this. And I'm going to attempt to make this journal in 2 hours. I have done a slight bit of prep work in the interest of time. I have gotten pages. It's going to be a single signature. I am going to use a cream colored, because this is cream based instead of white. I'm going to use a cream colored paper, and it's a really nice resume paper. And so I've got 10 sheets there that I'm going to use for the signature. And I have decided on the cover, kind of, sort of. I want the cover to be strong, but I also want it to be some of this cardstock from the pack. And so I want to use this as the base, and I don't want that on the inside. And so I want the black one on the inside, and we'll get pockets and stuff in there. So that will be the base of the cover. And then I want to put something else on it. And so we're going to look at that. So I went ahead and cut this just in the interest of time. These are 12 by 12. And so I cut these to 9 by 12. I left it at 12. What is all that? Oh, I don't know. Hi, Gretchen. I don't know what all that stuff is in there. Oh, I think Sylvia probably put an emoji, and it just gave me a whole bunch of words instead of the emoji. Anyway, that's okay. This is not, I don't know. I guess that could be considered kind of grungy. I'm going to use that as the border. This one is definitely not grungy. It's just black and gray. These are not grungy. If you look closely at them, they're not grungy. They're very clean. They're cream colored. There's some printing here and there. They're behind it, where you may think it's grunging, is actually this print right here. And so you see different colors back there, but it is not grunge. None of the roses are grunge. I did go through and pull out, I even pulled out sheets that I thought were grungy. I will not use those sides. So I want to only use, see, these all look very clean to me. There can be layers. So if you think about, Margie's idea was to go back before grunge became all of our favorite thing, which is like the 80s. When you did a scrapbook or a journal back then, nobody really thought about inking the edges and grunging it up. However, there still was paper that had layers printed. People used lots of stickers because that's about all that we had. They used stamps and stickers and embellishments and all of those kinds of things. So I have, let me finish with the cover here. What I did, I took a 12 by 12, I cut it to 9 by 12. It's going to be my cover base there. And I scored it. I scored it at 3 places. I don't know if you can see it, but I scored it right down the middle at 6. And then I went 1 notch to the right and 1 notch to the left. And so there's actually 3 score marks there. And that was so I've got the middle point with the middle score, but then as I folded the other 2, I've got a 1/4 inch gusset there. So when I put the one signature in there and things are added to it, it has a little bit of room instead of ending up like this. Not everybody likes a huge gator mouth. So I did the exact same thing. You can probably see the scores better on this one, which is more just black. That is not grunge. That's actually a print. It's like an old wallpaper. So yeah, I guess there's probably some brand new Alice, but Alice was DM or Carrie. Carrie's not here. She's driving. We looked up the other day, when was Alice written? And it was like 1860 something. Alice was written, Alice in Wonderland. And then Alice Through the Looking Glass was 1874. So holy cow, been around a long, long time. Definitely timeless. Timeless is not grungy. So the idea was that we have that little gusset there. I'm going to glue these 2 together. So this becomes the inside of our cover, and it gives it some extra strength for the base. And then we'll put something on the front there. So I went ahead and put double stick tape. I'm only going to do it down the middle, so it folds at the 2 outside and around the outside. So let me bring this over here for my trash. And this will probably be the thing that takes me the longest. I do want to make sure that it's lined up just right. And I guess if it's not, I can trim off an edge here or there. So no worries there. But how do I make sure? Don't usually gusset it this way. Either do a much larger one so that I can do 3 or 4 signatures. But I thought it would be nice to have a small gusset for a single signature. Well, that might just work. If I can grab that, let's flip it over. Make sure that the other side is lining up just right. Come on. So I only took the tape off the middle, the spine. I wouldn't want it grabbing all over the place, so I only took the tape off the spine. That went on a lot easier than I expected. Julie, the challenge is posted in the featured. I always put a post out that gives the challenge in detail, and it is not exactly straight, but I can trim up the edges there, so not a huge deal. And then I pin that post to featured. So if you go to featured, there's never more than maybe 5 posts in featured, and any current challenge is always one of those. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these off. Just grab my tweezers for this. A lot easier. And I will tell you that starting with Margie's challenge in February, we are going to have a challenge to make a journal every month. Every month. And the challenge will be different, and they are not all going to be so specific as this was. This was very, very specific. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out the best way. I need to do this crease again over here, which I should have done before putting it down. Just afraid that if I do this, it doesn't have room to fold. Is it realize that your inside paper might end up, there's a little bit, your inside paper might end up sticking out a little bit, because if you put them together and fold them, it's just like when you do a signature. The ones on the inside can't be as at the exact same place that the outside ones are, because they're just not. So always allow for that. And so I want to make sure that this is on. Nice and tight, that is straight. Once the whole cover is down, then I will go along and just trim this edge. See, that's the inside one sticking out just a tiny bit. So I expect that. And if I make them match up, I'm going to end up with a big bubble in here. And I don't want a big bubble in here. This one, I'm going to remember to fold it before I actually remove the top of the tape. So I figured that this cover is going to be the thing that takes the longest. We're going to bind it quickly. We're going to decorate it. And I'm going to show you what I did with the decorations and embellishments. All right, so this one is ready. Perfection not required. Well, this journal is going to go to a very special friend once it is done. I would like it to be not perfect, because, you know, she knows I'm not perfect, but I would like it to be nice, really nice. Okay, so I'm going to, this one I'm going to roll down. That way I make sure I don't get that bubble. And what is left, if there is any left, is the outside is left on this one. So I can just trim those up. That is not a problem at all. So I'm going to grab my mini trimmer. Where did I just set the mini trimmer? I've got the big one here. There it is. Grab the mini trimmer and just do these real quickly. Might have a little bit of tape on it, but that's okay. It'll come right off. So I want that really lined up just right. You could do this with your scissors. I find I'm much more accurate with the paper trimmer than with scissors. With scissors, I cannot do a straight line, but I can on a paper trimmer, no matter how small it is. So I don't know what my problem is with scissors, but you choose whichever is the easiest and best way for you. Okay. And there, get that tiny little bit off of there. Did everybody have a good weekend? Did everybody get snowed in? Oh my goodness. There are more colors than brown. Right, Margie? Because I'm tired of people having to ink every dang thing. Oh. You wanted it, Margie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've already spoken somebody for it. Okay, let's see. We are good. So now they've got those together. You can't even tell which was the front and which was the back, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, so let's set that aside here. All right. Now, maybe you should finish the front of the cover before putting the signature in. I really kind of like this picture here, and I wondered about maybe putting some black as a border right behind her. I also could wait and do the cover last so that I have time maybe to play with it and look at what other scraps I have that I might can just cut to be a border. Thought about doing that and then actually taking a gold foil pen. See, back before all the grunge, I have things that I've had probably since the 80s, 90s. Lots of scrapbooking stickers and pens that do all kinds of things because that's about all you had. Gold foil or metallic pens, you know, and going along the edge of this would be nice. I could cut it out right there. I could grab another one and cut it here. That would be too big for the page. But so I don't know. I'm going to think about that a bit. Let's move on while we're thinking about the cover. All right. So we've got our pages. I'm going to grab a book that I can stab into and not worry about it. Okay. So my pages are 8.5. Hi, Sarah. Several inches still. And we're supposed to get snow all day today. And so far, we've only had a little bit of rain. So that is not too bad. I hope it lightens up on everybody that way. Queen is pleased. Awesome. I'm so glad. So this is Marianne's version. While following the challenge rules, we can do it different. Yes. You don't see it in featured. Last time I looked, it was there. Unless somebody removed it. I don't think anybody can if I put it there. So Julie, the challenge is to make a journal that is not grungy, that does not have inking and doesn't use brown. This is not brown. This is ochre. This is a yellow in real life. I don't know what it shows up on the camera, but it actually is a yellow. So somebody, one of admin, there's several of you there. One of admin kind of give a highlight or a summary view of what the challenge is for Julie. And then if there are questions or if anybody else has questions. Okay, so this is 8.5. I did the cover at 9. So there's a quarter. Actually, I did it. Yeah, it is at 9. I need to trim up the top there just a bit. I did the 2 sides and I didn't do the top. So there's about a 1/2 inch on top and bottom, which I like because I don't want the paper peeking out over the top like it's not contained. I like things peeking out over the top, but not paper. Just a little sticky. We'll have to do that with the scissor. So yeah, I want the paper to be covered and just have room to put other things in that they can stick out the top. All right, so we get this in here. And I'm going to realize that I forgot to grab the other clamps that are in the other room, but I've got a few here, and sorry for hitting the camera and spilling my water at the same time because my arm won't reach. Oh my goodness. Make sure that I don't think any of the papers got hit there. So I got plenty more. Okay, that's good. Yes, I have my water. I put it there so I could remember to stay well hydrated, but apparently I need to get it out of my way. I also need to quit hitting the camera. My arms don't extend all the way, especially my right arm after having the shoulder replaced. It's only been a month and a half, whatever it is, and it's not quite moving properly, but it's getting there. It's getting there quickly. So, all right, so I'm going to tighten these up, and I want to just clamp them in. Got some big clamps, some little clamps, and they're actually on my camera pole, so sorry for the bump there. Okay, and then I want the center of this to go into the center of the book. And you know what? I might just do, because I've done this gusset and I really want the holes right, I'm going to do a pamphlet stitch, and I want the holes to be right down the center score mark, which you can barely see now, but I can barely see it, which will guide me on putting those down there. I think I'm going to do them separately. Why not? Why not test something new, right? So this is just a book that I took the cover off of and can pull stuff out of. It's not a really old book because I wouldn't want to destroy those pages. It is a book that I don't really care specifically about the pages. So let's grab an awl, and I've got We've done this in a Jumpstart before, made a template. Sometimes I use a template, sometimes I don't. And really, it doesn't really matter. And the holes don't have to be perfect. And I think I'd like to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So 1, 2, 3, that means there's going to be one between each of these. So thanks for grabbing that link, DM. Appreciate that. Okay, so I will start out with the center hole. Hardest part for me is keeping these pages aligned while doing that. And yes, I just dropped the awl, rolled right off the table and into my bag of scraps that's right underneath the table. All right. It's almost more awkward for me to use this template than to not. I really think your eyes are just a good gauge of where those holes should be. But if you're not comfortable with that, making this template or even measuring and then just making pencil marks as to where I'm going to do that, and I'll show you why. There's the center, there's that end, there's that end. I can erase pencil marks. The reason I did that was because with that on there, template on there, I can't see the crease. So I don't know if I'm actually going in the crease. So this one's dead on in the crease. This one is not. And that one is closer. So I want that to be in the crease. So by doing it this way with a pencil mark, I can go to that hole, but make sure that I'm right in the crease and go through them like that. Make sure it went all the way through. It did. Okay. Bring them together. Make sure all my creases are together. Tight in there. Find the other one. Everybody has their own way of doing this. And honestly, I kind of do it differently every book I do. It's whatever is easiest to me. It's whatever is easiest for me with that particular book that I'm doing. It might be because of the type of paper or the cover or whatever it is. Whatever is going to make the easiest way to get accurate holes, that's what I do. So okay, I felt them go into the book, so I know that they're all the way through. Okay, if you want to, you can go to the back and you can go this direction so you don't get a gigantic hole in the front trying to make the bottom ones big enough. Those bottom ones seem just fine. All right, so then I'm going to do 5. I did say that, and I really would like to do 5. I like the look of 5. So 5 just means I'm going to add 2 more, 1 in between each of these. So there's 1 or 4, and there's 5. Perfection is overrated now since my eyesight. Oh, that helps. As my vision gets worse, then perfection, everything becomes perfect, right? Love that. Okay, so there's our 5 holes, and nobody's ever going to measure them to see if they're exactly right. So don't even worry about it. And if you want to space them differently, if you want this one a little bit higher up and then one up here, this one a little farther down and one down here, and a greater gap between those two, you can do that. It becomes artistic expression. They don't have to be exact, or I mean, the same distance apart. They really don't. So, okay. So now what I want to do is align these. I want to align that center. I want to align it top to bottom. And then I want to align my center crease of the pages with the center of that spine. Awkward? Yeah. Yeah, just a bit. Okay, center crease with the center of the spine, which means there's the center of the spine right there. Okay. Is it aligned top to bottom? Yep. At least good enough for my perfectly imperfect eyes, right? Okay, so with that, I can just go right here, and all I'm doing is putting the hole into the cover, going through the same group of holes and going through the cover. The cover is 2 pieces of cardstock and a piece of double stick tape, so it is a little bit thicker. So it's actually easier to do it this way than trying to go through all of the paper, both of the cardstocks at the same time, and keep my pages in line. So I'm glad I did it that way. It is actually making it simpler. Once the holes are there, it doesn't matter if it slips around a bit, because as I sew it in, it's going to pull it right into alignment. Which is a new word for non-perfect, artistic expression. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, okay, there we go. So if you turn it over and look at the holes, they are right down the center of that score line. So we're good. I'm okay with that. Perfect. Perfectly imperfect. And I'll find a place to do some artistic expression, Margie, for sure. All right. I am going to use a black thread to bind. Did you see my little needle book that we made? We made needle books a few weeks ago. I think I'll use this one. This one will work. Those are probably the biggest ones that I have in here so far. Don't need a round one. Don't need a upholstery one. Okay, so this is a wax thread. So the end is when you go like this on the end, and it's nice and stuck flat, which makes it really easy to get it through the eye. But I always do pick a needle that is, I didn't want too large because it's going to make my holes much larger, but I want it large enough that it's easy to get this through the eye without completely destroying it. All right. So now you have to decide whether you want the tails on the inside of the book or the outside of the book. I'm probably going to add a little dangle, and so I'm going to go ahead and put the tails on the inside of the book. And so I'm going to start on the center hole. Make sure all my pages are lined up. There they are. And the center hole of the cover. Once one's in alignment, they'll all be in alignment. And I'm going down. If I wanted the tails to be on the outside, I would go up. All right. Now let me just follow this through in my mind and make sure that I'm not going to do something wrong while I'm talking. Okay. Just making sure. All right. So the easiest way to do this, and remember to do it, is to keep it simple. And to do that, I just go down, or if you went up, it's the exact same thing. Down the center, I'm going to go up the next one, the very next one. You could go up or down, doesn't matter. I just go down as a course of habit. I'm going through the cover only first, so I make sure I get it in without stabbing the paper and getting lots more holes. And then I'm going to make sure my paper's in alignment and put that through all the paper, which should be, whoops, paper slid. I don't want new holes, so I'm taking a minute to do that. There we go. Okay, so down the center, up the next. Let's get some extra thread here. We're going to need some. Okay, and then I'm going to go down the next. So you're just going down, up, down. So down the bottom one. And this is cool because you end up with the same binding look on inside as you do on the outside. Hey, Christy, good to see you. Okay, so let's see. I might take a little bit more of that. I'm going to leave some slack in there just in case I need it. All right, so now I went down, up, down. I'm going to turn around and go up, the one right next to it. I'll take up that slack so it's not confusing. I already went down that one. I'm going up this one. Can't see. There we go. The only thing I keep in mind as I go up or down, once I've already been through that hole, is that I don't want to split the thread that's already there, meaning I don't want the needle to come up in the middle of that thread. So I try to make sure that I'm getting beside it. I'm not worrying about tightening it right now. Okay. And I want the other tail to come up in the center with this one. So I'm going to skip this one and go to the next one. So I'm just going to skip the center and go to the top, the center of the top. Now you could start this at the top if you wanted the tails to come out at the top. You started at the top hole instead of the middle one, and then your tails will come out of the top and can hang down if you don't want them to hang out of the book, or if you want them to be a little bit longer. Okay, so I came out this one. I'm going to go up the one next to it. So it is literally, if you've never done this before, it is literally just down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. Keep that in the same order so you can see this is the top. Okay. I'm going to go down, coming back. So I'm going down the one I already came up. And this is why I don't worry about tightening these up as I go, so that I have room to go in and see the hole if I need it and not split that thread, but come up next to it. I noticed I kept the book here just so I could push this down. I did grab my needle pusher on my finger, but with the book here, it's actually easier. So that's why I'm just doing that. Let's see, one of those is the tail. There we go. Okay, and then you can see that we've got thread here, here, here. The only place we don't have it is here. So we're going back up the center, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you can make it start or end anywhere you want it. Up right next to it. Perfect. Don't have quite the strength in this arm to pull, so sometimes that takes a minute. Okay, so there's my tail. That is really long. I don't need a tail that long. I love this thread. I don't want to waste it. That's why I left it attached. So as I tighten it up, I can actually bring this down to be as long as I want. So I'm going to start with that, and because I went down and then came down first, I know that this is the tail right here. Oh, I did split the thread. I didn't think I did. Shoot. Just a tiny, tiny hair of it. Oops, sorry. Just enough to hang on. I could take that out and do that again. I'm thinking, in the interest of time, you'd rather see me clip that because it's such a, I'm afraid of clipping too much or the wrong one. So as it's starting to pull the wax, as it rubs against itself, it starts to pull the wax. So we don't want it to do that. There we go. Okay, so now it's separate. All right, so that was the top. This was the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to pull Oh, the tail is the end. So that's the last place I came in. I came down from the top. So I'm going to pull the tail down here, and that is plenty long. If I want to tie something on, I'm going to leave the tail about right there. And then I can tighten it by just going to the next one because I went down, up, tighten that, pull it down this side. This wax thread is really easy to work with in this regard. There's a lot of binding threads that are easy to work with. Okay, so then this one came over here. So I need to go over here and pull that this way, get that tighter. Now, the one thing I will want is these two threads to be on opposite sides of the center one. So before I get it tight, I'll move that one over so this one can go right down in between them. And so now I'll pull that one tighter. Okay, and it doesn't really loosen up because it is waxed. That is the one benefit of the waxed thread. And then back to the center. Is that right? Did I split that one too? Oh my goodness. Margie, my eyes are just as bad or worse than yours. Oh, such a tiny little fiber there that got caught. Yep, my eyes must be just as bad as yours or worse because I thought that one was clean. If it's right down the middle, I'm going to pull it out and do it again. But if it's just one little fiber that caught it, I will do that. It won't compromise the integrity of the binding. That one up nice and tight. That one. And then the one that's still attached. Here we go. So instead of wasting a lot of thread, so now we've got it nice and tight. Instead of wasting a lot of thread, we just pulled it back here where we can wind it back up. And how long do I want this one to be? I like them not the same length, but I'll tie one shorter and one not. So I can leave a little extra on that. Not a problem. I'm going to move that over. I'm going to put this back in the book so I don't lose it. The reason to wax thread for bookbinding is it is lubricated and doesn't make extra wear on the pages, as well as has a bit of extra protection. Yes, but it also holds and doesn't slide back out once you bind it, which is good. A good crochet thread. Yes, I often use embroidery floss. Really like that. A crochet thread is good. Let's see, wax thread for strength. Yes. Any string can become wax. Yes, absolutely. If you have some of that beeswax, those big chunks of beeswax that we had a couple of years ago, you can take your thread and lay it on the beeswax and put your finger down and then just pull it and run it through the beeswax. And I would do it a couple of times so you can get all the sides of the thread. But absolutely, you can do that and wax your own. You can also put eyelets in easier to go through. You can, you know what? And because we did a 1/4 inch gusset, this actually would have been a good one to put eyelets in. I didn't even think of that. So good idea, Margie. You're just like, 15 minutes too late. Next time, tell me sooner. As of late, I've developed a healthy relationship with rings. I wasn't a fan 2 years ago, but now, yeah, putting the journal on rings. I like that too. Yep. Julie, that beeswax block, you can wax your own. All right, cool. We have a journal to work with. And I can work these a little bit to crease them. We are bound right down the center, so that is good. All right, I'm going to move this block out of the way, and let's get going. Better late than never. I totally agree. Because now I can do it next time. So here's what I did. I told you that I have a lot of Alice embellishments, ephemera stuff. And so I went through and I divided it all out. Like I've got some stuff that, it has torn edges and has vintagey kind of coloring on it. I pulled all of that out. I've grabbed some other things that aren't Alice specifically, but that I think might work with this. These are just stickers. Stickers were huge before we had distressing and embossing. Rub-ons were huge back then, and I didn't know what to do with them. Now we love rub-ons. I will use only clean ones. If there are even other stickers here, I thought this one might work because it's red. Takes a long time to grow an old friend. I love that. Hi, Ricky. Good to see you. Those butterflies are cute, aren't they? Again, just stickers. The color, I thought of these stickers might go with some of those. Good old Mombi chips, me and my big ideas. These are just stickers. They're black, so there might be one, and they're definitely not grungy or old. A lot of you have these things from me, and these are some Stamperia ones, and they are not vintage. These are Bo Bunny, and they are not vintage. The coloring is different, so it kind of depends on where they are. Some of the colors will go together better, and I've also got the embellishments that go with this, so they can go on a page that doesn't have, you know, the other things. Just plain crystal stickers. That's about all we had to decorate back then. Some flatbacks, they're red. Flatback hearts that are red. And this, I have kept this for probably 8 years because I didn't know what to do with them because they weren't grungy. I've got a couple of red paper clips, but these are just like little candy dots. So there's different colors, but I saw a lot of red in there and red and white, and I thought I might end up being able to glue some of those on. This journal is actually going to get its own Alice pen. This is an Alice in Wonderland pen. It's going to go with it. Okay, so I will pour some of those into here and see if we can find some. So these are large. I separated them out. Let me do this. Journal back here. We've got a lot of long ones right there. Then we've got, these are all large decorations, large ephemera, because there might be pages where we're looking for like a large Alice or a large something, a frame to go around something. And then these are small ones. And yeah, just small ones. And there's all the butterflies. None of the butterflies are vintage. They are all just nice colors. Here's some other black and white and red things that I had and gold that might work that are not vintage. These are teacups that I thought might be very cute. There's a black playing card, black and red, that would go with that. These are other ephemera pieces that are not aged or vintaged or inked at all. Bank of Wonderland, 500. I think there's some 100s, some 50s in there. We probably won't use them all, but we can use a variety. These playing cards are really cute because they've got the guards there. Somebody save her. No ephemera, no embellishments. So sad not have enough choices to draw from, right? These are stickers. First, I thought that was grunge around the edge, but it's really not. It's actually a decorative border. And I don't think that this one is on the verge. It's a great ticket, but it might be, yeah, that's grungy. I'm going to put that aside. We won't use that. But we've got these. Ticket to Wonderland Tea. Got a couple of those. And Wonderland entry ticket. Got some of those. Another Admit One ticket. There's Alice in a Jar. So we've got a lot to choose from. Got some good tags, lots of different cards. There are some parts and pieces that I cut off of these graphic 45 pages, including, you know, stamps, things like that. What's underneath? Okay, so then these are some words. These came out of the ephemera pack that was graphic 45 that match. And these are all long strips that are on the pages, on the graphic 45 pages. And so I went ahead and cut those off so I could do it precise. And because if I'm going to use those as a border, I do like that border to be straight and not be missing, you know, half of the yellow on that one. I cut up a bunch of the cards so that we could use, you know, different cards, whether we stuff pockets or make them pockets. And there are plenty more. So we have plenty to play with in all sizes. Isn't this pretty? I don't know which way. It's this way. I just think that is so pretty. That doesn't even scream Alice to me until I put it with everything else. Those cabbage roses and the butterflies are just really pretty. I left these two together. Thought Might even make a mini book with that, put a tiny little signature inside. And then this one, it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. I love that. And I left that one so I could put it this way, and it can be a journaling card on the inside. The flamingo's upside down, but I figured we have plenty of embellishments. And we could put an embellishment, an Alice or something, over the flamingo so that it would be right side up. So long ones, short ones, rub ones. Right. What did DM say? What did you do, Julie? Find scrapbook paper, you can cut images from the pages. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know, poor me, no ephemera. I've got to use some of this because I keep hoarding my Alice stuff in a iris container. Some of this is dangerously vintage looking. Margie, I will not be offended if you holler at anything and say that is vintage. Okay, these are straight out of the graphic 45 pages, as are all these offcuts. And so, and even like this came out of the graphic 45 ephemera pack. It's not grungy. It's brown. It's not brown. It's black with copper, but it's not grungy. There's no edging. There's no distressing. It's just black color. So felt safe with that. But you tell me, Margie, there's plenty to choose from that if you say that's pushing it and that's too grungy, then I will set it aside and choose something else. So we've also got all these pages that we can choose from to have to make anything out of them. And let's see, I got to figure out the best way to do this. I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to get these guys out of the way. I did pull out some white new ribbon. I've got a couple more behind me, some lacer ribbon. I've got some cream colored too. And I even thought I might put that down and then like one of these borders or something down the center, not this one because this is not wide enough, but roses down the center of a cream ribbon would be pretty. And that could be put on top of something else to make a nice belly band. So there are all kinds of things you can do without having to use a single bit of ink. I've got some flat back pearls, also got some black eyelets. I just stuck with black so that there's nothing vintage, bronze, aged, that kind of stuff. But y'all have plenty of nice paper. I know that because you've gotten stuff from me. Pick a Stamperia pack that you really like or a Minte pack. And you won't even need to use the whole pack because you probably don't want to use them as the pages because they're a little bit thick, a little bit heavy. But you can make you a nice cover. You can cut one up for embellishments and decor and then put your paper inside. I'm just trying to get this up in front of me. Get the glue out here. I've got tape runner if I need that. Okay, and I'll set this. Well, we're probably going to need some of this. So I'm just going to work on top of it. Okay, Alice sets up. This journal will have to go inside of a journal with a 4-inch spine. Oh, that might be kind of cool, huh? I filled 2 drawers with fat quarters yesterday, and that wasn't all the. Oh, you've been sorting fabric, Jen. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the cover even still. So if we run out of time, then I can do the cover later and then take a picture of it, put it in the group, and I'll replace the thumbnail on this so then you'll be able to see it. And then it would be a surprise. I'd like to put a pocket right on the inside. So I'm thinking that one of our, let's see, sorry for the clink of these. Love these little trays, but they're plastic, and so they do clink a lot. Okay, so I'm thinking for the pocket that we either do one of the background kind of things, and then we can decorate it, or we use one of the larger cards, and we can cut more cards out. We can cut anything that we need out of there. Every adventure requires a first step. That's a good one for the very front, right? It's a new adventure, a new book. Grab something, Sylvia. Don't faint. What? She laughed in agreement. Yes, Sylvia. I think that's a great idea because I have so much more Alice stuff. You could make a giant Alice book, a 4-inch spine, and put individual books inside of it that could be taken out to take with you or to look at individually. Okay, I think I'm just going to do that. And okay, in honor of Margie, I'm going to use my Tombow glue. Margie's going to pass out because I still have this one. I didn't give you this one, Margie, because it was already open and I've already been using it. So I'm not going to, I have some skinny double stick tape, but I'm not gonna. I'm just going to use glue. And I'm only doing 2 sides here. When I do it, I always put my fingers or thumb on the side that I don't want glue on, because never fail, especially if I'm talking, I will put glue on around the whole thing. Just, out of habit. Okay, so whoops. Make sure it's lined up. And make sure it doesn't move when you start rubbing it down. Wait. Oh, come on. Line it up. Then I start rubbing it and it moves. Apparently I wasn't holding it down tight enough. Or that isn't squared. Okay, I need more glue. I can see it wasn't squared. So I'm going to, across the bottom, I'm going to put it down. And if it hangs over a little bit, I'm going to trim off that edge because something isn't squared. And that's okay. It's only paper, right? That's what Margie taught me. It's only paper. So don't stress about it. Okay, there we go. And she's even got a border on it. So that's perfect. I didn't need to put anything behind it to make it stand out. I like that as the inside of the front cover. Every adventure requires a first step, and we will stuff that later. So we're going to do some decorating. We're going to leave lots of journal space. Then we're also going to tuck a bunch of extra stuff in. So if my friend doesn't want to journal in it, she can just glue in all kinds of other ephemera, and just have Alice to look at and not have to worry about writing in it. Because I guess not everybody likes to write in it. As soon as you put more to smaller, plenty. I have to keep away from edges because it gets sticky everywhere. That might be pretty right inside there, but we need something inside of it. So what direction do you think that's supposed to go? Like that? No, because there's roses on the top of that. So now that looks funny. So, all right. So I'm thinking just one, if there is something that works right there, just one item inside. And maybe I should leave the first page alone for a while. Nope. So, okay. So if you guys have seen something on here and you have a brilliant idea, I'm going to keep looking at chat. Just tell me as we find it, or as we come to it and you see something that you had a good idea. So I'm going to leave the first page. Here's some gel prints have that same quality. Was like cute little kittens. Cute little kittens. Journals are for petting, like cute little kittens. Lettering would be better. I agree, Sylvia. I think that maybe that's a good place for lettering. So I'm going to go to the next page. So let's start with this guy better on the top of a page or the bottom of a page? He seems to be standing in, so he needs some, maybe at the bottom of the page. Okay. All right. And I need a desk that is big enough that I can just spread out everything so it's all single layer. so I can literally see every single thing I have. Oh, going through it all every time to try to see what and how and where. Oh, he's cute. Not for that, but he's cute. I'm going to set this to the side. Okay, so I'm thinking, oh, and I made during one of our Tell Us What to Do's, I made this paper clip. Remember that one, Margie? So we can put her in there too. How about we do some border right here? And then we'll get into some, I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a challenge for me to do this in an hour. But I can do it. Margie said I could do it, so I believe that I can do it. All right. I know that I'm gonna end up having to cut some more edges or pieces or things like that. Okay, I really do like these borders, so I'm going to how far does that go down? To here. Okay. I'm just going to glue down this border. I would use double stick tape, but this is going to be a lot faster. And at this point, I don't have time to waste. Uh-oh. My Tombow glue might be getting low. No, I left the top off of it. So if it dries up. Okay, I would enjoy some light watercolors for the background. Yes, except I can't do that. Margie said no paint. I would agree. There's even some pieces in here. Alice came with some butterflies that just were screaming watercolor me. They were just neutral, like cream. I would love to, but not for this project. Maybe for the 4-inch book that it will go inside. It is cream color. Yes, big enough desk. I would need a 3-acre pole barn to put it in, right? Big enough desk to spread everything out. Okay. And we need something that is facing that way or that'll make a nice top of a page. All right, so yeah, it is hard to see what is there, and it's hard to remember the exact ones. This has the mixture of these colors and the graphic 45 colors. Is there a smaller K2? There are smaller hearts. How about butterfly? No. Oh my goodness. I told myself I wasn't going to do this. I was just going to do it intuitively and not spend so much time thinking about it. And here I am thinking about it. I want something that's facing out, not in. And she would be perfect, but she's facing the wrong way. He is facing the wrong way. Why are they all facing left? Need somebody facing right. All right, we can come back and add to it. That's all right. We can put her right here. Okay, I'm gonna. Nice person. This challenge was supposed to just give y'all a new perspective. Yes, yes. If we're used to doing grunge all the time, make our minds have to stop and think about non-grungy. It's really good. As much as you might have thought it or not, like it at the beginning, it's a really great exercise in creativity. So if you're wanting to bring out more of your creativity, then truly you want to be pushed outside your comfort zone. That's really what you want, because that's what makes your creativity expand. Oh, I've got some good mushroom stickers somewhere too. I did not bring those out. Should have. Okay, let me remind myself what's down here. And what's in here. And what's in here. Okay. Okay, just reminding myself. And we don't have to be done. We can just keep going and we can add. We don't have to be done with a page to move along. I'll work better if I don't stay on a page so long. I like this. That's a little bit too wide. Darn. Okay, would that look funny if it was... No, I guess it's supposed to go that way. Well, good. Actually, I wanted a pocket. Those are upright. What else is underneath here? Is that the right way? Or is it that way? Nope, that way. So if we put a pocket there, and some small tickets can go in there. Something that is, well, that can even be added. Know how hard it is for me just to do like part of a page and then come back to it to finish it. This is why it takes so long. I probably should have cut up some other pages too, just to different sizes that could be used like this. I'm just going to make a pocket with this. All right, I might have to keep putting the top back on that. I was hoping I wouldn't have to. Put one thing on the pages and go back and add. That's what I'm trying to do. Art is pain. Yes, I find that the vintage look is less intrusive as grunge can be. Vintage just gives a look of well-loved, not dirty, smudged. Okay, so strippers when you have too much ephemera. Yeah. Honestly, that makes perfect sense to me that there is a difference between vintage and grunge. I mean, Alice feels vintage because of the style of her and because she's been around for, 150 years. But no, I'm out of camera, sorry. But she's definitely not, these are definitely not grunge. I hope that is actually within the page. It might actually be outside the page. It is. I don't do well under pressure with my art. So this actually is really stretching outside my comfort zone, which is part of the reason I did it. Because I know that it's stretching outside your comfort zone for a lot of you to do this challenge. So I thought I'll stretch outside my comfort zone and I will actually make one in 2 hours. I'm not saying that I didn't do prep. So I'm just putting it together in 2 hours. There is no way you could do the whole journal in 2 hours without some prep done. So don't think that you should have it done in 2 hours. It's just that that's all the time we have live. We're not, just pretend, right? Hey, Casey, good to see you. On a break. Do a door on one page that opens and put something in it. Oh, that would be cute. I had some teeny tiny doors, and actually one of them might be red, so that might work. I was going to use those, and I thought, well, they don't go with Alice, most of them color-wise, but there might be one red one that we could make work. It's just a tiny one, but we could do a larger one. Good to see you, Casey. Okay, so we've got that, but then we want to add to it where I need all of these to be separate from all the strips I know there's some shorter strips. How about that right there? Okay, so, and I could have rounded those corners, but then if I put this right here, we could stick something tiny in here, and then we could use that pocket as well. I like those things that make me uncomfortable in areas that I want to grow and progress. So as uncomfortable as it makes me to do this in front of you and try to get it done in the 2 hours, because I know that I like to take my time in crafting, it might be uncomfortable. However, I know that it's making me grow. Okay, got a couple of tiny little tags right there. This can go in. I'm going to wait just until that glue dries and make sure I don't glue those in. Okay. All right. One thing on a page and we're moving on. All right. So over here, let's do a corner tuck. How about that right there? Do a corner tuck right there. Hi, Diane. Oh, Gretchen, you do your own style for sure. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Yes, most definitely. I don't want to do all corner tucks. That's not what we want here. What happened to that little banner? You'd have to cut that banner off because it's too long for a page. We could do it there. And no, I don't know. These made me want to watercolor on them. And they came in the ephemera pack, the Graphic 45. So, all right. So how about this? Do we want this glued down as a pocket or a tuck and then opens up to be writing space inside as well? Would you want it on this side, a corner tuck, or a pocket straight down the middle that could hold bookmarks or things? Or would you want it like over here, and then when it opens up, you can write on both sides? Big overthinker. Yes, that's me. B-E. Casey, what were you going to say? What do you guys think? Over here, it opens out there, but then there's nothing. And that would be a corner tuck. Or it could do it in the center and make it just a pocket that opens. Or we could do it over here. Same thing, and let it. But if we do it here, when it opens up, you've got some stability there to write on. On the left, belly band. A belly band with this one. Actually could do a belly band with one of these and put that right on it. And then you can still tuck behind it. Although it might be, where's this one? There's the one. Maybe we do a belly band and put this guy on it. And so you've got that to write, and then other things could be tucked behind. But it's, we can also decorate that with some hearts and some butterflies kind of behind it. I think there is a small, I'm sure that there's some small things here that we could put right in over the top of that flamingo. We got to use Tweedledee and Tweedledum for sure. Maybe that's it. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, okay. Yep, flamingo's upside down, but we needed to do that. But now we'll lose that sentiment back there, but that's okay. But by doing that, when we open this, then this is correct. So knowing that we could put something over the flamingo, which we sure can do, and we can add over top of or underneath, we can add a butterfly. We could put the butterfly, we could put a heart underneath. Some of those stickers where they're all buried now. We could put a heart underneath. All these hearts are for Sylvia. There we go. We could do just like that. There we go. I'm going to do that. And then we've covered Mr. Flamingo. Thimble would be a good deco, and a water page for the tears. Oh, yeah. That would be cute. Okay, I have to put these down at the same time. I mean, not that you have to, but I have to. So I know that they're going in the right place. Okay. And nobody's going to say anything about those little flamingo legs sticking right up there. We could actually put another heart, or that might be a good place for a little butterfly. Too big. Where are my little white and gold ones? That would be perfect. Julie, I was just hearing you go, poor flamingo's legs are sticking out right there. This would be perfect. Let's see if we can get that big foamy thing off the back. And just glue him down. So Margie, can you summarize Alice in Wonderland for us, please? For those who've never read the book or seen the movie, have a vague idea. Can you summarize Alice? That has to be down low enough that it will still open. Okay, there we go. Love gluing stuff down, close the edge of the page with items, and then cutting them to the edge. Yeah, that's true. I could do that. Cut the butterfly off. That's a good idea, Sylvia. Okay, so if I do this on here, let's get the belly band down. That's a good idea. We'll do that on something. No, keep the legs. It's fun. I agree, Diane. I thought they were kind of cute, and I'll bet that nobody other than you guys would ever see them because you knew there was a flamingo underneath there. Nobody else knows that there's a flamingo under there. It's a fantasy that Alice had while she was napping. Okay, so it really, there's been about 5 of them, right? So the original Alice in Wonderland book, because then what came next was it Alice Through the Looking Glass. And yeah, and then in years later, other people brought all kinds of other Alice's out, but the original Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass summary would be awesome. All right, I gotta, oh, this is awkward. Okay, I better glue it first, let it set, and then cut it because that's not working. Okay, there we go. Delete that down. Alice was rebellious, did some drugs, learned a lesson or two, then came back to reality with stronger mental acuity for her life. So a kid accidentally eats Mom's happy pills, has a psychedelic trip unsupervised. Any one of them, Casey. You do one, Margie will do another one. That's so funny. Okay, well, that's probably basically what it is. You know, it'd have been cool to make this, I still could make it be a moving one, but to let that open will not make it moving. I'm going to put it down here closer to the bottom, because then we can stick some large cards in there that are just fun to look at or journal on. Bye, Casey. Have fun. See you in a couple hours. Okay. Make sure we didn't glue that closed. Little glue bombs all around. Okay. The original author only wrote the 2 books. So that was Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass, right? Oh, caterpillar. I didn't see a caterpillar in any of these. There might be a caterpillar in some of my grungy ones, but I set that all aside. Okay, so that's good. That's good there. How about this Alice up here? How many more pages? We're not even to the center. We got lots of pages to go. I should have thought about different, wasn't even thinking about ephemera and embellishments and things. So I should have thought about that. I could have taken some of the paper and made some things ahead of time. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, we've got to get them in for sure, And I want to do something different than just corner tucks and side pockets. But yeah, probably should have taken some of that. And maybe some of them we just do. Oh, there was one. This guy. Here we go. Okay. He looks like he's singing. Does he not? Does he sing in the book? Caterpillar gets left out a lot because of the drug theme, I think. Oh, probably. This guy looks like he's singing. So he, I think, would be a good place to add some notes. So how about we put him down here? We could leave him as a tuck. Right there. We could leave him as a tuck, so we could stick something else in there. I don't think there's any other punch out. And if we don't want to do that later, we could glue them all down. Let's see. Now it feels like he should be like that. All right. Mock turtle. Oh, I don't think there's any turtles in here either. Let's see. We're going to go down. Now I keep going off as I pull this closer to me so I can see. Keep going off camera. Should have pulled a baby wipe out instead of doing this with my fingers. Oh, I moved them when I cleaned up the desk. I don't know where they are. That's okay. The Cheshire Cat. Oh, yeah. Usually an orange tabby. I know that there was some of those in here. So, all right, let's get some melody going here. I'm hoping that these will stick by themselves. Way to go. Way to go tear that one. Let's see if we can do this without tearing the bottom of the treble clef. One flipped off and stuck to the edge of my desk. Okay. My musical brain wanted to start lining these up like actual music. I really should have just scattered them. But, you know, I'm like, well, that has to go there. And that, nope. Let's see if we can get just a little bit of music coming out of his mouth. Right down here. We are going to tuck some things in. Behind him. Yeah, I don't know how to put random music down. Watching from the floor, sorting paper. So, yeah, I figured, is that a C or a B sharp? That's a C, D, 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 D. We got a lot of D's. Wow. They didn't give us very much option. We could add a sharp in there. We could add a little sharp. Yeah, no, you never do a D sharp. Well, I mean, not never, but that doesn't work. Do we have a flat? We don't have a flat. Oh, well, maybe I should have just done that. That little thing across the top. We'll use that on another page. Okay, coming back. Just keep going. Keep going, coming back. Okay, so there's some little tags like this that have holes on top of them. They might be cute to do something too. Creative minds. DM, Sylvia, your creative minds are going to go somewhere with that, I know. There's a Tweedledee and Tweedledum. How about looking for an edge, and we could cut a new edge. Might have to cut a new edge. These are getting rather sparse. These are just offcuts from the ones from the cards, so not a lot of Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Some of these words. Adventure time with Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Little by little, because they're kind of little. I'm just looking. What goes with Tweedledee and Tweedledum? I wish I knew the story better. I hate to admit that, Margie, but details. Getting down on the ground for me is disaster, right? Trying to keep up, but it's hard with all the pop-ups from Messenger chat. Yeah. Need a crane if I sit on the floor sorting. Yep. That is absolutely right. Okay, so Tweedledee and Tweedledum, they're kind of little people, aren't they? Aren't they short little guys? I really like that as a journal card. What if they were standing on this, and then we could tuck behind them and that. They sit on a wall. Okay, is that a good wall? They're not exactly sitting position, but we could have them like that, so they look like they're sitting on the wall, kind of, sort of. Hang on here. What paper would make the best wall? There's Humpty sitting on a wall. There's the Cheshire Cat. We could cut some of these and use those. There's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Oh, there's Caterpillar. Oh, I see what you mean. That is cute. We definitely could cut cards or a tuck spot. I like these little guys. Even if we don't get time to now, I will cut them later, and they're going to go in this journal with it. Wall. Here are the same ones, black and white. They're a little easier. Okay. We could have them sit over the top of Humpty on that wall. The wall of Humpty's a Tweedle. Is he? Oh, they represent what happens to your brain on drugs. Okay, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That makes sense. I'm glad you're explaining that to me as we go, like what they represent, because I always wondered about Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Okay, what color are they? They are red. So what if we did this black like this, and we cut out Humpty and put that there, and they were standing beside him. And we just make a little wall out of this. We could put a little border on it if we wanted to. Okay. And let's see. A good wall would be about 4 inches, maybe. Maybe that's too much. 3.5. How tall are they? Okay, they need to stand beside him. 3.5. 3 3/4. Compromise. Go right in the middle. Let's see. All right. It's got some of that sticky on it from the tape that I cut. There we go. Okay, so if this becomes our wall, we could go all the way across. Maybe that would be a good center. Nope. We want the wall to go all the way across? Nah. Just Tweedledee and Tweedledum can be standing in front of the wall. And then we can cut out Humpty. Let's see. Not very smooth fussy cutting. There's not even another one of him on here because his head's cut off there, which is kind of weird. But there's not another. I can finish. I could draw his head. I could finish drawing his head in right there. I think it's weird that they cut his head off and he's not anywhere else on the page. Okay. I can go back with black. But he'll get, yeah, I'll do that in black. He'll get the rest of his head. Oh, where's Glennis when I need her? Fussy cutting in a hurry, not my forte. Okay, so if here's our wall, and Humpty's sitting on the wall. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are standing in front of the wall. The right. And the wall can be a pocket. Is that wall too tall? Is the wall too tall? If Humpty's clear up there, is the wall too tall? Oh, Julie, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. Because that's the exact same thing that would happen to me. Wall is not too tall. Okay. Okay, Humpty's on the wall. I figured if I needed to, I could cut off the bottom of the wall if you said it was too tall. Okay. All right, so Humpty's on a wall. Oh, that's awesome, Julie. Snack bags all over. Oh, yeah, Sylvia, that's horrible. Not very pleasant, but honest conversation. There we go. There we go. All right, so we've got 3 sides to the wall glued down. Let's get Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Is that like where they would stand? Looking out of that corner of their eyes at Humpty. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think there's a good place for Caterpillar right here, crawling along. What else do we have in here that maybe could go right there? Something that has a little bit of other color. Drink me. Who did was Alice that drank the tonic? I really like these little hearts. I'll have to remember that and buy some snacks. I know, I thought that was a great idea. I'll need them because I'll be stuck for, a day or two till Doug gets home. Ooh, when it falls upside down. So I haven't seen Jen in there a while. Jen, does that mean that you are sorting fabric still? It'll come out there. Okay. All right, third page. What if we just did, if we're going to leave that there, what if we just did a big swirly over here in the corner? I don't know. Okay. We could do a swirly over here with some words. Remember this moment. Remember this moment. And real life. Maybe real life needs to go for Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Oh. Eat me, drink me, made her smaller or bigger. Oh, okay. So they cut the giggle bigger. I know. Actually, I really kind of like that right there. Because, how often do we feel like Tweedledee and Tweedledum? Real life. Yeah, that is. Okay, so then that needs to be by Alice. We're going to come back to these pages. So let's get some of the larger ones that we want to use and move the paper trimmer. These are mostly borders, but they're actually kind of cool. I want to get some of these larger pieces that we want to use. That's a sticker. Would like to use him. Maybe a teacup. It's going to be on a different page so that they kind of go. That one would tie them together with that blue. Any rubber stamps of Alice and the gang? You know what? I do. I did not pull them out. I have a whole bunch of Alice stamps. Was it DM that said that I do? She knows. Yes, I do, but they're downstairs. Well, no, they're not. Yes, they are. No, they're not. But no, they're not downstairs, but they are out in the living room. The dining room, actually. I've got some wood-mounted ones, some cool ones, and also some, what are they? The clear ones, some clear stamps. So she looks kind of like she's sitting on a cloud up there. And that's facing left, so he could go over here. I'm going to have to do that because I could go back and stamp some things. I could also stamp them on paper and then include them. Fussy cut them out. This has got Mom back mad because the lady in the mirror wouldn't answer her. Oh, no. Yep, DM, you know exactly where they are. So these are of the mostly red, so not those blue ones yet. I do like those. We'll have to use those on a Okay, a lot of these things are going to be stuck in pockets. Like these. Oh, we've still got these. Oh, there's Humpty. Very cool. Okay, so how about Curiouser and Curiouser? That goes with her quite well. I do want to get him in, and he seems to go well here. Like he's looking at her. He's looking at his pocket watch, but also her. Okay. I don't know why. Does this look funny up here? Because it just feels to me like she's sitting on a cloud. I know she's sitting on flowers. Maybe it'd be better, but I don't know. It just feels like, or is that just my eyes? Go to his house and pull them out for her. I know where they are, but it would take me a few minutes. Oh. Okay, Margie, top or bottom? Down is better. Okay. So then this up here or this over here with this guy. Like that, I think. Like that, right? All right. Then I'm going to leave her top open. Woo-wee! That sounded good. So we can tuck some things in if we want to. Because we got lots of things to tuck. Let's get the very edges of all these. And across the bottom. I think I'm running out of Tombow. Actually, probably not running out as much as I can't squeeze it yet. That's probably plenty glued. Plenty glued down. Make sure the paper trimmers aren't falling. Okay. Let's get this guy. And let's do this. Leave her top open. Alice is not a prude, are you saying? No, she's fun. She drinks the drink. and what else? Eats the thing. What does she eat? She drinks the tonic. What is the eat me thing that she eats? A muffin, a cake. According to Stamperia, there's a cake. A cake. Oh, look, there's a better. Hey, wait. How about we just put him right over the top? Let's see if that'll work. Because he is a way better Humpty. If not, I can cut that off. It's sticky on the back. Oh, look at that. Must come straight from the... Wow, one is Stamperia, one's Graphic 45. So I guess they're actually using the actual... They're actually using the actual Humpty that's from the story. Well, that's good to know. So they're interchangeable. Okay, we're getting a better Humpty over here. Do the Humpty Hump. Really need to... I do. Ugh. I know I do. I even took it off the shelf. Never got to it. When I had time sitting around, I couldn't focus because, you know, when you're not feeling well. When I'm not feeling well, I cannot focus on a book, which really sucks because that's when you really have time to listen. You know? And we need a butterfly over the top of that butterfly. A little flutterby. And what do we have down here? I actually got it from the library on to listen to, Margie, and it was like a whole, I don't know, there was more than one book. It was the Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass and something else. And I didn't see my email, didn't realize it was in. And then when I realized it was in and went to get it, that day they had taken it back because I hadn't gotten it. So I got to get back on the waiting list. He can hang out off the edge. That works up to here. Yeah, so I got to get back on the waiting list to get that. I don't know what all the stuff was in it, but I thought, you know, the more the better, right? Maybe it was some other versions or the newer ones or whatever, but I want the original Lewis Carroll, right? I would like to listen to the original. Okay, that's better. That's a better Humpty. I do love to read, but if I just wait to read them, I won't get nearly as many books done as I would like to because of other things that demand of my time. So, see, this is where I should just use the paper trimmer because it's awkward going the wrong direction. That worked. Okay. All right. I'm happier with that Humpty. Sylvester the cat feels left out. Well, okay, so we can put some stuff behind there too. That is still all good. All right. Okay, we got that. We got that. We get little glue. Okay, what else do we have that we want to use here? How about, these are super cute. Let's see, there was an Alice that I want to mix the red and the blue so that it doesn't look like they're from two different worlds. And that would make a kind of a cool belly band, right? Should I back that with some paper just to give it some strength, or just use that as a belly band by itself? He was a perv. Because I could, let's see, any of these backgrounds, you know, even we could back that and just put it on a rectangle, or I could go in and fussy cut around them. What do you think? Back it for some strength? How about that? This makes me want to go in and color on these guys a little more. I'm waiting for the peanut gallery to put an opinion. I think I kind of like that. This one, which diamond? The yellow and black or the black and gray? I think I kind of like that one. Right there. It could be a side tuck, not a belly band. The black and gray one, if you're going to back it, don't fuzzy cut. Which one do you think, Margie? The yellow and black or the black and gray? Yeah, I think you're right, Julie. The yellow and black makes it disappear. Okay, so you're looking at it from more of a distance, and that's the perspective that I cannot see. So thank you for that. Let's see, are there any other cutouts that need to come out? Nope. All right, let's see if we can get this one down quickly. I think I'll make it a long side tuck, not a corner. Can't use washi. I was thinking about flip outs. We could do that without washi, but it's more time consuming and a little more difficult. Got to get all the teacup handles so they don't get ripped off. Black and gray, Patty. Okay, awesome. I think it's going to have to be all the way to the bottom. Yep. I could trim it, but I can get it right there. Okay. All right, so whoop, yep, just enough. Okay. There we go. And how long is that page? 8.5, which goes to 8.5. It goes to just right at the top of that teacup. That should be 8.5 right there. Oops. I tossed that over on the pile and tossed it right off. It slid right off the table. Okay, that might be a little bit wide, or is that? Yeah, you can still get stuff in there. There'll just be plenty of room to tuck. I can take it down a little bit though on the right side. I think I will. let's go right in the center of that diamond. There we go. And now you're getting fussy about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Japanese teacups don't have handles. No, they don't. Steel teacup handles. So they wouldn't get ripped off. That's awesome. I actually have Japanese teapot and teacups. They do not have handles. They can get a little hot. They hold the very edge of the rim. They do. They hold the very edge of the rim and drink like that. I don't want to go all the way in because I don't want it to hang up the closure and force it to be gator. And it's just a hair bigger than the page, but I'm going to leave it that way because then you get all the teacups, and we'll have some other stuff that hangs out so it won't look odd. Now I got little glues on my fingers. Okay. Where did I set I moved everything off my desk, brought all the paper over, and I don't know where I shoved the baby wipes. I'm even getting glue stickies on my Band-Aid. I would have hot tea in my lap if I held them by the rim. Yeah, the rim is actually cooler than the whole little cup, which is why they do that. Okay, that works. Oopsie. Be in love with your life. And true to Alice style, where it's a bit confusing, on the bottom, we'll put one that arrows that way, and we'll put one that arrows the opposite way. Come on. Won't lift up. It's bringing the paper with it. I don't want the whole paper. Just want the sticker. Yeah, it's bringing the entire paper. Well, I can glue it down, but then I don't want it to come apart and just bring up the sticker later. I can't see because the glare. I got to take it off. There we go. Hold a bit. Tweezers. Okay. All right. So we got an arrow going both ways. Yes, we want to be confusing. Okay. And I want to put the bunny rabbit beside it, but I want to fussy cut that white off of around him. So, okay. I think this would be good, like stuck into a belly band or what? Oh, it's 6 minutes to go. Ah, sticky sticker. Julie, you're stressing me out. Oh, no. Crazy. Oops, smack the camera. All right. So this Alice has some blue. I've got lots of ephemera I can fill pockets and things with. So let's make a couple of different kinds of pockets. That feels like it should be folded. Okay, not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but let's see. Where's the little, oh, there's the queen yelling at Alice. That's too much yellow behind them. We need red behind them. I can hardly see her heart, but yeah, so I don't know. When I think of Alice, I think of things all skiwampus because, you know, down the hole and she gets big and then small and whatever. So is that too funky to? Oh, and don't forget the dormouse at the tea party. Oh, I don't even know if I remember seeing a mouse. And then we got this guy. He needs to go on black, I think. Okay, so the folded piece, leave the top and right side open, put a hinge on the left side, make a pocket that can be seen on both sides. I like it. So, oh yeah, I've been saying skiwampus since I was a teenager. So it existed way back when, in the dark ages. Let's see. I'll have to, okay, I can fold a piece of paper to do that because I can't use washi tape. But that's a great idea. That works. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I can cut whatever size I need. And Queen is yelling at Alice. So is there anybody who, I know several of you have already done your journals. Anybody who hasn't done a journal that now thinks you might go ahead and do one because, you know, because it's really not that difficult? Anything that isn't inked or brown or grungy, just grab some of your pretty paper from any of the companies that you really like the pretty paper from. And we're going to get one of these. Let's see. I don't know if the butterfly, off with their heads, right? We could do that there. We could also, oh, some sentiment that sums up Queen would be good there. Our busy day. Oh no, sing your song. Maybe she's yelling at her. Sing your song. Here and now. Today is another day. Live in the moment. I like sing your song. I often think that the night is more alive and more richly colored than the day. Oh, wow, that reminds me of Margie. I often think that the night is more alive and more richly colored than the day. Beautiful. Hello. Best day ever. I'm sure that's what Alice is thinking right there. My life. That's probably what she's thinking. My life. Something to do. My life. Actually, it did exist. I remember seeing people put photos in scrapbooks at all different angles. I mean, they didn't have all the ways to make variety that we've all come up with now. We haven't come up with anything. None of it's new. But, I think that there's a lot more freedom now for creativity to do all the things. And so they're considered mainstream. All right. So let us now cut, Queenie, color my world with blues and greens and yellow and pink. Oh, was that on there and I missed it? We'll get that one too. It does feel weird not to ink some of the things. Most of the things don't need them, but every now and then there's something that, like, I probably would have inked that. Well, this could be a journal card, but I think it would make a better spot on the page. Oh, so I agree with you, Margie. Color with lots of colorful stuff. Now let's see, do I need to make it? Oh, that's good. It's not too wide. Okay, that works. Big old pocket. Okay. I'm going to use this and hopefully come out just a little bit faster. Now you know why I would never do one of the albums live like this. I do them in the weekend workshop because we have plenty of time, but I never do them on a live like this because those I must be very precision with, precise with, precision oriented with. That's what my brain was thinking. Something about the albums. If I do an album, I want it precise. If it's a junk journal, it's more fun, not precise. Okay, that could also use if I do it this way, it feels like it's just lined up with the, and that looks funky. If I do it this way, it feels like it's lined up with this. It's funky. There we go. That works. Works for me. Her thump. I just heard Cuppy jump down from somewhere. Oh, yeah. Great sound, huh? Then you watch for a minute and then suddenly she appears beside you. Let's see. There we go. Not lined up with either. Much better. Much better. Okay. How about these guys? This goes this direction. So it would need to be on this side of the page. We're going to do that. And this could slide under it like that. All right. We could do a belly band across too, and have one going, have a belly band go this way and have things that hang over it. Too far out on that one. It's okay. She's up to no good. Typical copy, up to no good. To be so cute and cause so much havoc. Wreak havoc everywhere she goes. And she bats her little eyelashes at you and says, "Who, me?" No. Okay. There we go. I like that. That's pretty. That matches. Matchy, matchy. Okay, so over here, we could use one of those roses. It could go up in the corner. And oh, where's that sticker? I know which one I want. And we got all these rub-ons that we can go back with. I want that red round sticker. There it is. Takes a long time to grow an old friend. I want that right there. I like that. Oh, Sarah, how is Mariah doing? Health-wise? Is she healing? Hopefully she's not quite as frantic when she heals and isn't always feeling that tenderness. But yeah, she's just a kitty. I guess she gets a pass to be that way for a while, right? Like I'm supposed to be. How about no? No, too long. Here's another one. It's a shorter one. Did we use it? No. Maybe the arrow, but not this thing. Maybe the arrow with I got all these red hearts too to put places. Oh, I'm just gonna totally bling it out afterwards. Red arrow. No, that arrow with I was looking for a little butterfly or snail to sit on the arrow. Go back. Just flowers and flowers too. It's a big butterfly. I was thinking a little butterfly. Is this supposed to be this way? Is she falling? Did she just drink that and she's falling? Oh, Sarah, she will. She will when she realizes that you're the one that gives her treats. You're the one that feeds her. How about this guy? Standing on the arrow. Can't tell. It seems almost like maybe she should be going like this. And she's falling down. She needs a tunnel to fall down into. Okay, so either the flamingo or a butterfly, but it can't be too large. So what do you think, flamingo or butterfly? Can't see. Yeah, if you ever seen her, looks like she is having a root on the arrow. A ride on the arrow. Yeah, except it's going the wrong way because she would be going that way looking at her hair and the arrow's going the other way. I could turn it around, but okay, flamingo or butterfly right here. Flamingo. It's just more fun, more whimsical. That's the word. More whimsical. Since we covered up the other flamingo, we'll do a flamingo. A whimsical flamingo. She's either growing bigger or smaller. That's the thing she's drinking. Okay. That's the potion, the tonic. Okay, that might fall out. So that might be a good place to use. Where'd they go? Oh, of course, they're all the way at the bottom. One of these fancy red paper clips. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's only the first half of the book. All right. I told you this would be a challenge for me. And I will finish the book. And I will probably take my time finishing the book. And I will embellish it and get some of those little blingy hearts in there and all the fun stuff. And then I'll post it in the group. Good solution. Just quickly make all the pockets, and got to get some of these other guys in that we haven't gotten. I really like this guy too. See, he's singing again. Needs more music. But, you know. Now everything starts to get on top of itself. Okay. put this down here. I've got more little stuff that can tuck in all these pockets and things. I feel like I should cut a couple bigger pieces of paper and fold them to make double and triple pockets and a tri-fold and, you know, little things like that. I think I will. I think I will. What time is it? It is 2:17. All right. I think I will stop right there, and I will have fun with it. I will finish it. I will have, that's the Mad Hatter, and I think he's talking or singing at the famous tea party. Oh, okay. So I need to get some teacups around somewhere. I've got those little tiny teacups. I could get one over here. I will have fun with it. I'll get my, I know I've got some Alice charms. Couldn't find them. Actually, I thought they were in the container with my Alice stuff. And when I pulled them out, they weren't Alice charms. They were something else. So I'm going to have to go dig out the Alice charms. So anyway, those of you who haven't done the challenge, take it on. Just grab something that you like that's pretty and make you a nice journal. It can be one signature like this, or you can make it a 4-inch spine like Sylvia said. Totally your choice. And if you've done it, don't forget to post pictures or a video. Either way is good. We like seeing pictures or video. They're all inspiring. I know I've seen DMs. I've seen Glennis's. Who else has already posted? I know some of you have done it but haven't posted yet. I know Jen's working on it. Sylvia's working on it. Cheryl, I think, is working on it. I know there's a couple others of you that are working on it. So you won't regret it. You won't regret it. Do the dang challenge, people, Margie says. So, all right. Thanks for joining me and pushing me outside my comfort zone. I got half the journal almost done, not even quite. Half the journal done in 2 hours. That's a lot. I need a 5-hour live to do this. Gretchen did it. So Gretchen will post. That's awesome. Thank you. Yep, already saw DM's video and Glennis's. Those are for sure the two that I know that I've seen. So yeah, post them. You won't regret it. It'll be fun. I will finish this and I will post it. And we'll see you all next time. I'm hoping that we can get a laugh and craft in somewhere during the week, but we'll see what the week, how the week plays out. So, and then go grunge something else. Oh, Sarah already posted hers. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks guys. Love you all. Appreciate you being here. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.